My intention was from the get-go, I wanted to understand Tarawih. I didn't want to spend the rest of my life, standing in Tarawih and not being able to understand what's going on, being able to understand our conversation with Allah, or Allah's conversation with us, rather. And, it's a tragedy for a lot of us, especially, of the subcontinent, that we live in this time, in this situation.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم واضح؟ الحمد لله.
In 2008, the idea of a full-time, on-site, concentrated Arabic program was announced by Bayyinah Institute. The idea was called the Dream Program, so termed because it reflected the long-held aspirations of many in the American Muslim community. In a little over a year, the idea found enough support through a successful online campaign and local support in the Dallas, Texas Metroplex to make the Dream Program a reality. The campus location, Irving, Texas, was chosen for its proximity to the DFW International Airport, its less than 3-minute drive to the Islamic Center of Irving, and ample housing in a neighborhood with a strong Muslim concentration and an array of shopping centers and halal restaurants.
Where I live, it's a tract of about 70 homes, about 65 of them are all Muslim families. So you feel very safe about your neighbors and about what's going on.
Irving Islamic Center Masjid is pretty... It's a really balanced masjid, mashallah, because there's all different sorts of faces. It's very diverse. Everybody's very accepting each other, very happy to see each other.
2300 Valley View Lane was originally the site of Nokia's headquarters in Dallas. Bayyinah was able to negotiate the lease of a campus space spanning over 11,000 square feet. A state-of-the-art professional setting was one of the essentials in making the Dream Program a success. The head of the program, Nu'man Ali Khan, wanted to ensure that students have a top-notch learning environment along with suitable space for after-hour study, relaxation, as well as entertainment. It was also essential that there be as much consideration given to the sisters' half of the campus as there would be to the brothers' half.
I really love the campus because everything is separated and divided. We have a really nice lounge. We can hang out and relax there, which is really needed during the day. And yes, I do spend a lot of time here, and it's convenient because I live really close by too.
When you go into the campus, very clean lobby, I'm sure everybody's seen pictures of the lobby by now. It's black floor, there's red walls, and then you walk around and everything's neat, clean. It's very professional. If you have some odd concept of Muslim people setting up a place, this will completely outdo all your expectations.
I was just so surprised. We had a pool table, there's ping pong there, and then the PS3 kind of blew me away. I was like, why is this here? This doesn't seem it doesn't fit. In terms of I was we're here to study. Why is all these things there? And then, Sadman explained to us, you guys need breaks, and it actually makes sense. When we're there for 5-6 hours a day, going through class, it's good to walk out there.
The classroom is designed to accommodate 90 students comfortably. The original capacity for the program, however, was held at 50. Within the first 2 months of opening the application process, well over 100 applications poured in. Accommodations were made and the cap was raised, which is now set at 60. These students were to sacrifice 10 months out of their lives to immerse themselves full-time in a study of Arabic and Quranic studies. September 20th, 2010 was the start of the first ever Dream Program batch. Applicants for the inaugural year included college students, working professionals, married couples, siblings, and even entire nuclear families. It is for this reason a mother's room was also added to the sisters' study hall, where moms can both attend class via closed-circuit TV and be with their children at the same time without distracting the rest of the class. The brothers' side has a father's room as well. The head of the program and one of its main instructors throughout is Ustad Nu'man Ali Khan.
How do I say this and make it passive? It is said that Najib Mahfouz is from the greatest story writer. يقال أن نجيب محفوظ من أعظم كتاب القصة المعاصرين. كيف نشير إلى جمع مكسر غير عاقل؟ هذه Allah Azza wa Jalla is paralleling the journey in which the traveler depends on the stars to the journey of life in which we, the travelers, depend on the light of the Quran, the ayat of the Quran.
Different areas of concentration are assigned to other unique instructors. Sheikh Abdul Nasser Jangra, for instance, is responsible for covering the Ajrumiyya and a significant portion of the Alfiya of Ibn Malik, both of which are unique in their own right as landmark manuscripts of classical Arabic grammar. Hafiz Wissam Sharif is responsible for enhancing Quran reading fluency, the science of tajweed, and proper pronunciation of Arabic phonetics.
فإذا جاءت الطامة الكبرى فإذا جاءت الطامة الكبرى والله لا يهدي القوم الفاسقين.
There are certain days where we sit down with Hafiz Wassam and we recite to him so he can improve us in our tajweed and tell us where we can read better. I had a couple mistakes, so I'm going to see if I'll be able to get those mistakes ironed out today.
وجهاد في سبيله فتربصوا فتربصوا وجهاد في سبيله فتربصوا وجهاد في سبيله فتربصوا.
That was correct, but you said jihadin fi.
وجهاد في سبيله فتربصوا.
Got it. Everything we completed in our course comes down to this one thing. Quran is a bunch of rocks with rules in them for all of recitation. All of this represents your tongue touch, your heavy and light, and where you're going. The Quran is always going to have one basic flow.
Ustad Nu Faris is the leading conversational instructor helping students develop sophisticated communication through relevant figures of speech, idioms, and expressions. Sheikh Nadeem Bashir conducts a formal grammatical analysis of Quranic text, or I'rab al-Quran, and also teaches advanced concepts in morphology, also known as sarf. Ustada Manahal Begawala walks students through a deep study of Quranic vocabulary through root analysis, linguistic usage, Quranic variation, and comparison with synonyms. Throughout the year, visiting instructors also share their unique expertise. Ustad Bashir Ansari, for instance, a celebrated columnist for Al Jazeera, helps students better understand media Arabic.
The teachers, they were born and raised here, so their first language is not Arabic, so they know where the students are coming from. They can relate to us and they know how to teach us. But they also have another teacher who was born and raised learning Arabic, so he knows the language and he can tell us exactly what is the correct way to speak Arabic.
It's geared towards an English-speaking audience, so you're not meant to be speaking in Arabic and then you're being taught in Arabic, a language you don't know. But you're taught it in terms of English so that you can go back and teach it to other people who also only have English as their primary language. And I think that plays a huge role in helping others and learning it yourself.
The program is carefully crafted to fit into 7 respective modules, each with its own core objectives, or as we call them, concentrations. More precisely, each of the 7 modules has a major concentration that takes up 50% of class time, 2 minor concentrations that take up 20% each, and 2 weekly sessions together using up the last 10%. Since the lion's share of the work in any module is the major concentration, it is what the module is known by. These 7 modules, each with a major concentration, 2 minor concentrations, and 2 weekly sessions, make up the entirety of the DREAM program. Module 1 is Quranic Arabic. Module 2, the Ajrumiyya and the Alfiya, the previously mentioned grammar works. Module 3, Reading Fluency and Comprehension. Module 4, Writing Composition. Module 5, Listening Comprehension. Module 6, Effective Communication. And finally, Module 7, Oral Presentations.
Bayyinah administration and the teachers, they are very helpful in a sense when you have something comes up, you cannot do the exam. They would make some adjustments that you would be able to do the exam later. Or you want to do exam earlier and you want to go for work, they can do that.
This is part of what they encourage is not only do you commit to your study, but at the same time you make sure you balance your life. Deen and dunya is balanced, and I find that was a big, important part of what I learned here.
Everyone studies differently, and you're going to have to know how you study before you come to Bayyinah, because if you don't know how to study, or if you don't have a study habit, and you come and start the program, it's going to be hard to catch up and adjust yourself to the intense schedule.
3 months into the first year batch of student studies, the first of 2 of 7 modules have been completed. Though the primary focus has been grammar, their conversational skills have progressed significantly.
من أي مدينة حضرتي؟
حضرت من مدينة سان فرانسيسكو في ولاية كاليفورنيا.
هل تجدين صعوبة في الحياة في دالاس؟
لا الحمد لله الحياة في دالاس سهلة.
هل بدأت تشعرين بفهم جديد للقرآن؟
نعم بدأت أشعر بفهم جديد للقرآن.
نعم. ما هي أجمل عبارة قرأتها؟
أجمل عبارة قرأته من كان يؤمن بالله واليوم الآخر فليقول خيرا أو ليصمت.
From Module 3 on, Arabic becomes the primary language used on campus, and students are expected to communicate in Arabic throughout the day, even if it may be challenging at times. Bayyinah wants to extend a serious invitation to Muslim communities across the country to identify some of their truly talented volunteers, youth activists, imams in training, and teachers, and then support them in being able to attend the DREAM program for 2011. Bayyinah holds that these graduates will go back and become assets to their localities and will play a significant role in bringing a new wave of educational reform that is truly homegrown.
It's the language of our book. We can't get around it. We do have an awful lot of eloquent speakers, people who are capable of carrying a message in English, but we need the language of the Quran. We need to be able to pronounce it properly. This is one of these unique programs that permits us to learn it here in America.
As someone who's memorized the Quran, that was my biggest motivation to go here. A lot of people, they memorize, and you lead Salah and you don't feel the enjoyment or the, like you really memorize and you really feel the impact of the Quran. But it's important, the next step after you memorize, everyone will tell you is to now understand what you memorized.
I can just imagine, once the program is done and the Ramadan comes and we're behind the Imam in the Taraweeh, just looking forward to that experience.
Applications for the 2011 to 2012 year are now open. You're encouraged to download the curriculum, get information about the application procedure at bayyinah.com/stream.